Watch yourself every single morning. Not your phone, not social media, not the news, not what everyone else is doing. Watch yourself. Stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and ask the questions that matter. Who am I becoming? Am I keeping my promises to myself? Am I building or destroying? Am I moving forward or standing still? Every single morning, without fail, this is the practice that changes everything. Most people avoid mirrors, not because they don't like how they look physically, but because they don't want to confront who they're becoming. They don't want to face the truth. They don't want to acknowledge the promises they've broken. They don't want to see the gap between who they said they'd be and who they actually are. So they avoid the mirror. They avoid the confrontation. They avoid themselves. And that avoidance, that's why they never change. That's why years pass and they're still the same person. That's why their goals remain distant and their potential stays untapped. Because you can't change what you won't confront. You can't improve what you won't acknowledge. You can't become who you're meant to be if you're avoiding the person you currently are. So you watch yourself every single morning. You look in the mirror and you face the truth. Let me tell you why this practice is so powerful. First, because the mirror doesn't lie. Other people will lie to you. They'll tell you what you want to hear. They'll protect your feelings. They'll avoid uncomfortable truths because they don't want conflict. Your mind will lie to you. It will generate excuses. It will rationalize your failures. It will convince you that you're doing better than you actually are. But the mirror tells the truth. It shows you who you really are, not who you wish you were, not who you pretend to be on social media, not who you tell yourself you're becoming, just who you are, right now, in this moment. When you look yourself in the eyes, you can't hide, you can't perform, you can't pretend. You see yourself clearly, and that clarity is uncomfortable. That's why most people avoid it. But that discomfort is exactly what you need, because clarity creates change, truth creates transformation, honesty creates growth. Second, because morning is when you set the tone for your entire day. The first thing you do in the morning determines everything that follows. The first thoughts you think, the first actions you take, the first energy you create. Most people start their morning unconsciously. They grab their phone, they scroll, they fill their mind with other people's content before they've even checked in with themselves. They start their day reactive, distracted, already behind. But when you watch yourself in the mirror first thing in the morning, you start your day with intention, with awareness, with purpose. You're not reacting to external stimuli. You're connecting with yourself. You're setting your intention for the day. You're choosing who you're going to be. That sets a completely different tone. That creates a completely different energy. That leads to a completely different day. Third, because self-awareness is the foundation of all growth. You can't change what you're not aware of. You can't improve what you don't acknowledge. You can't transform if you don't know where you're starting from. When you watch yourself every morning, you build self-awareness. You become conscious of your energy levels. Are you tired because you didn't sleep enough, or because you're not taking care of yourself? Your emotional state. Are you anxious, stressed, defeated, or energized, motivated, ready? Your physical appearance. Does your body reflect the choices you've been making? Is it getting stronger or weaker, better or worse? Your eyes. Do they show determination or defeat, clarity or confusion, purpose or emptiness? This daily check-in creates awareness, and awareness creates the opportunity for change. Most people go weeks, months, even years without really looking at themselves, without honestly assessing where they are, without acknowledging the gap between where they are and where they want to be. But you check in every single morning. You build awareness. You create the foundation for growth. Fourth, because it creates accountability. When you look yourself in the eyes every morning, You can't lie to yourself about whether you're following through on your commitments. You said you'd work out 6 days a week. Did you? Your body in the mirror tells you the truth. You said you'd stop wasting time on distractions. Did you? The look in your eyes tells you the truth. You said you'd build something meaningful. Are you? The energy you're carrying tells you the truth. The mirror creates accountability that no app, no tracker, no other person can create, because it's accountability to yourself, to the person you see in the reflection. And that's the most important accountability there is. You can lie to other people. You can even lie to yourself in your thoughts. But when you're standing in front of the mirror, looking yourself in the eyes, the truth is undeniable. Either you're keeping your promises or you're not. Either you're building the person you want to become or you're not. Either you're moving forward or you're not. The mirror shows you, and that accountability drives change. Fifth, because it builds the relationship with the most important person in your life, yourself. You spend time building relationships with other people. You check in with them. You ask how they're doing. You invest in understanding them. But when's the last time you did that with yourself? When's the last time you really looked at yourself and asked, how am I really doing? What do I need? What's working? What's not? Most people are strangers to themselves. They don't know themselves. They don't understand their patterns. They don't recognize their triggers. They don't acknowledge their needs. But when you watch yourself every morning, you build that relationship. You get to know yourself. You understand yourself. You develop a connection with the person you're becoming. And that relationship, that's the foundation for everything else. You can't build a successful life if you don't know yourself. You can't achieve your goals if you don't understand what drives you. You can't transform if you're a stranger to yourself. So you watch yourself every single morning. You build the relationship. You develop the understanding. You create the connection. Now let me tell you exactly how to practice this. Step 1, set your space. You need a mirror, a full-length mirror if possible, but at minimum a mirror where you can see your face clearly. And you need privacy. This isn't a performance. This isn't for anyone else. This is between you and yourself. Step 2, make it the first thing you do. Not after you check your phone, not after you scroll social media, not after you've already filled your mind with external input. First thing, before anything else. You wake up, you go to the bathroom, you stand in front of the mirror. That's your first conscious act of the day.
But you push through the discomfort. You hold the eye contact. You look deep. Step 4, ask the questions. While you're looking at yourself, you ask, who am I becoming? Am I keeping my promises to myself? Am I proud of who I'm being? What does my body tell me about my choices? What do my eyes tell me about my state of mind? Am I building or destroying? Am I moving forward or standing still? Don't rush through these. Let each question sink in. Listen for the honest answers. Step 5, speak truth to yourself. After you've asked the questions and honestly assessed where you are, you speak truth to yourself. If you're on track, I'm doing the work. I'm keeping my promises. I'm becoming who I said I'd be. Today, I continue. If you're off track, I've been slipping. I haven't kept my promises, but today that changes. Today I get back on track. No judgment, no shame, just honest acknowledgement and recommitment. Step 6, set your intention. Before you leave the mirror, you set your intention for the day. Today I will work out. Today I will work on my most important goal. Today I will be disciplined. Today I will keep my promises. Whatever your commitment is for that day, you state it clearly to yourself while looking yourself in the eyes. Step 7, check back in the evening. Before bed, you return to the mirror. Same process, same questions, but now you're assessing how you did. Did I keep my promise? Did I do what I said I'd do? Am I proud of today? This evening check-in creates accountability for the day. It shows you whether you followed through. It builds the pattern of keeping promises to yourself. Now let me tell you what happens when you actually do this every single morning. Week 1, it feels strange, uncomfortable. You're not used to looking at yourself this intensely. You're not used to being this honest with yourself. You'll want to skip it. You'll want to avoid it. You'll tell yourself it's silly or unnecessary. Don't listen. Push through. Do it anyway. Week 2, it starts feeling more natural. You start seeing patterns. You start understanding yourself better. You start noticing the connection between your choices and what you see in the mirror. Week 4, it becomes part of who you are. You don't skip it anymore. You need it, because you've seen how this practice keeps you honest, keeps you accountable, keeps you moving forward. Month 3, you're a different person. Not just because of this practice alone, but because this practice has kept you accountable to all your other commitments. The workout routine you committed to, you kept it, because every morning you looked yourself in the eyes and promised, and every evening you checked whether you followed through. The goal you set, you made progress, because you couldn't lie to yourself in the mirror about whether you were actually working on it. The person you said you'd become, you're becoming them, because you've been watching yourself transform day by day, morning by morning. Month 6, people notice. They comment on how you've changed, how you carry yourself differently, how you seem more focused, more disciplined, more purposeful. And you know why, because every single morning you've been watching yourself, checking in, staying honest, keeping promises, building the person you want to be. This practice isn't just about looking in a mirror, it's about building integrity with yourself. Integrity is doing what you said you'd do, being who you said you'd be, following through on your commitments. Most people have no integrity with themselves. They make promises to themselves and break them constantly. They say they'll change and they don't. They commit to goals and abandon them. But when you watch yourself every morning, you build integrity, because you can't escape yourself. You can't avoid the truth. You can't pretend you're someone you're not. You either kept your promise or you didn't. You either did the work or you didn't. You either moved forward or you didn't. And when you face that truth every single morning, you start keeping more promises. You start following through more consistently. You start building real integrity with yourself. And that integrity, that's what transforms your entire life. Because once you trust yourself to keep promises to yourself, you can commit to anything. You can set any goal. You can pursue any dream. Not because you hope you'll follow through, but because you know you will. Because you've proven it to yourself every single morning. So, here's your assignment. Tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, stand in front of the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. Ask the questions. Speak the truth. Set your intention. Do it every single morning for the next 30 days. No exceptions, no excuses. And in the evening, return to the mirror. Check in. Assess. Acknowledge. 30 days of this practice. 30 days of honest self-confrontation. 30 days of building integrity with yourself. And watch what happens. Watch how this simple practice transforms everything. Not because looking in a mirror is magic, but because honesty creates change, awareness creates growth, accountability creates transformation. Watch yourself every single morning. Face the truth. Keep your promises. Become who you said you'd be. Starting tomorrow, starting with that first morning mirror session, your transformation is waiting in the mirror, in the truth, in the daily commitment to watch yourself and be honest about who you're becoming. Go stand in front of that mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and start becoming.